thing for certain. This has been an Odyssey I won't forget.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Podyssey, an Assassin's Creed podcast, with me, Willis Makes Movies, and my good friend, The Exile. How you doing?
I'm doing very good. It's good to be back. It's been, as you were saying before we started recording, it feels like it's been ages since the first episode. And now here we are again, though. We're on episode 2, and I guess
the battle is getting back.
Yeah, and I feel like the first thing, or at least that I want to say, is to, I guess, just appreciate and thank the people that actually subscribed, came along, commented, and I feel like it's been exceeding expectations. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I was expecting 20 views. And we're here with like 700 on the first episode. It's a really great start. It took me 2 years to get 1,000 subscribers, and we're already a quarter of the way there in a day. For me, this is crazy levels of growth that I've never really experienced.
Yeah, it's insane.
I'm just enjoying it. Just enjoying the ride.
Just basking in the glory of the Podyssey.
Yeah, the Podyssey is well underway.
Yeah, the Podyssey.
The Podyssey, yeah. Do you know what was funny, actually? On our Spotify page, it accidentally, I might have actually called our account Podyssey, but the author, it said The Podyssey by Podyssey. And I was like, oh no. Yeah, it actually said it in the way that I'd wrote it, because that was like just the name for the account. So I was like, funny. Oh no, I need to get rid of this. I need to change it immediately, because if anybody comes over to Spotify, they're going to think like that's the actual name.
Yeah, Podyssey.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
changed. It's fine.
That's just something we didn't really think through when we made the name. But at the same time, I kind of love that it works, Yeah,
it's fantastic. It's very well named.
It's at least memorable, You come along to the Podyssey, you remember the Podyssey, as our slogan, I guess you could say, says. This is a Podyssey I soon won't forget, or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I keep butchering it each time. When I made the intro, I was like, oh yeah, that's how he says it. Whoops.
Yeah,
I got it totally wrong every time, but yeah. So yeah, it's been a really great reception. Obviously, we're very thankful that we get the opportunity to make this. A bit of fun talking about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, can I ask you something real quick? Actually.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Did you by chance? Do you know who Assassin's Creed News is on Twitter?
I don't have Twitter, so.
Oh, do you not? I only use it for literally Assassin's Creed News, but to stay up to, I got it because I thought this is probably the best way to stay up to date with like AC leaks and that sort of thing. Otherwise, I never downloaded Twitter. But anyway, there's this account that was pretty much only on Twitter that I guess me and the Hidden One kind of know of him, and we've been in contact every now and then. His name is on Twitter Assassin's Creed News. Anyway, him and a few other people. Him and a few other people actually started their own podcast the exact same day as me and you.
No way.
Yeah. It was just a pure coincidence. Yeah.
Oh, what's it called? We'll have to give them a shout out as we compete against them.
I'm going to sound like a bad supporter, even though I'm not, because I can't remember the name of the podcast. I just saw that it came up, and then I messaged him and I just said, congrats. What are the chances we did it the same day? And he sent a nice message back, but I haven't actually properly listened to it yet, and I can't remember the name of it. But I just thought, that's just weird, funny coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it adds a bit of competition, doesn't it? Well, in post-production, I will add the name of their podcast on screen now. Do check it out.
Yeah.
There's no bad blood here. I'm gonna have to find it. I want to listen to it.
Yeah.
I wonder what it's about.
I could send you the link, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll let you to give me a. Whilst we're talking, I'll just send it over to you because I'll have to find it. But
yeah, of course.
But
I had no idea. That's so weird.
I know it is. It's just like, again, like it's just a weird coincidence, you know, that there's no podcast on Assassin's Creed, and all of a sudden two come out the same day. You know what I mean?
What more could you ask for?
Exactly. Yeah. So, what's the plan today?
Well, as will be the formula going forward, we're going to discuss what's in the news for Assassin's Creed, and we're going to go over any updates on Shadows and some information that's been released, and then we move on to our main topic. And I don't know, do we want to spoil what today's main topic is?
Well, I mean,
people
have clicked on the title, haven't they? So
oh yeah,
might as well.
It probably says like we hate Ubisoft. Just to get the views.
Yeah, no, I think we're well. Am I right in thinking we're going to title this episode something around the lines of, Assassin's Creed spin-offs you didn't know about, or something like that?
The spin-offs you've never heard of.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main topic for today. I think me and you have come in with a few different Assassin's Creed spin-off games that we've researched that we're going to talk about today. So I guess the format will be, we'll just take it in turns. You know, one person goes with their game, the other person goes with their game, I guess, until, and we'll just discuss it, talk about how, whimsical it might be, or how good or bad it might be, and we'll throw up screenshots for the viewers. And that's sort of the way that'll go. We'll just have a laugh. It'll be chill.
Yeah, well, spin-off games have free rein to do anything they want, and that can lead to some really interesting examples. So I'm sure this will be fascinating.
It will. And I know we're gonna have a little sort of intro convo like we do, and then we'll go into the Shadows thing. But before we do that, I just thought it'd be interesting for the viewers to hear that me and you, you told me that you've got such an insane Assassin's Creed spin-off that I will apparently definitely not know about. So I'm very intrigued to hear what that one's going to be.
I don't know whether to save it for last or throw it out first.
Oh, I'd say come in with it first, I reckon.
Come in with it.
Start with a bang.
Yeah. I've got a one that's like, I've never heard of it. I've only just heard of it literally today. It's more the... Oh, how do I tease this in a way that's going to get people excited? It's like the scarcity of it. Only available for a very limited time.
Oh.
There we go. There you go. There's the hint.
Yeah. Interesting. Only available for a limited time.
Yes.
And it's definitely like a video game. It's not like a board game or a card game.
No. It's a digital game that you can't play anymore. But you could at the time.
Okay. I'll have a think on that before we get into the main topic then. There is one thing I did want to ask you. I don't know if you'd want to say on the pod, and if you don't, then I guess we'll just cut this bit out.
You're just giving me more editing to do.
Yeah, that's my secret genius plan. No, but I was going to ask you, because I haven't really heard about it from you personally. How was your Halloween night out? Because I think somebody said you were an assassin. Is that right?
Yeah, so I dressed up in like a medieval outfit. It was just like, I think I said I'm Ezio from the Villa attack, which I'll throw up a picture on screen. But I had like this leather armor over the top, and some guy in the pub went, "It's Assassin's Creed!"
Did he actually?
I was like, I don't have the hood, mate. I don't have the hood. And he went, "No, but you could, shing, shing." And he did the hidden blade, like, motion.
Interesting. Well, he sounds like an interesting fellow.
Yeah, and I mean, I was so surprised that anybody thought I resembled Assassin's Creed at all, because everybody that I was with was dressed like medieval. We had like a plague doctor and knights and stuff, so I wasn't expecting me particularly to get called out on that, but I suppose you couldn't really define what I was wearing.
Maybe he was a massive Brotherhood fan, and he saw the Witch Doctor, which is one of the Templar enemies in the game, and he was like... And then he saw you had a hidden blade, did you?
I didn't want to risk it, but I did have like two leather...
No, I thought you were saying you had a hidden blade. It's like a little toy one.
But I did have two braces. I had like braces on each arm, which could look like the blades.
Right. Oh, okay. Makeshift assassin.
Yeah, so that was the highlight of mine. But now I'm convinced that next year I have to do a proper one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember I was telling you that obviously I went as Ezio Auditore. I bought for £50 on Amazon. I bought an Ezio Auditore outfit. It was £49.99. The only outfit I could find. It was such bad quality. It looked like it was made. It looked like it would cost about £7, and I couldn't even really wear the hood because one of my friends pointed out that it kind of looks like that association, which I will not say.
Oh yeah.
It did not look good, and I thought, oh my god, there's no way I'm wearing the hood now, and. Yeah, I had an awful night out. I know yours was pretty decent, but mine was absolutely one of the worst nights out, if not the worst night I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
It was awful.
How was it that bad?
I mean, in my city, I have said it where it is before, so I don't care about saying in Bath.
Yeah.
It used to be really good. You used to have loads of places to go, but lots of them have shut down in the last couple of years. And there's only really like a couple good places to go. The thing is, everyone goes to where, the popular place, and then it's so packed that you just can't move. And I know I meant to be an assassin in the crowd, so it's kind of a more accurate. But
a bit of social
but
stuff.
I can't really be pushing everyone out the way in the crowd because unlike Ezio, I will probably get beaten up. Yeah. So it's like it's all packed, and I was getting all like, oh, this is too busy. I was getting annoyed, and then I went out to the smoking area just to ironically to get a breath of fresh air. And this psycho, just starts screaming at us. I don't even know, like out of nowhere, he's like huge. Like the enemies in Valhalla, like the big ones.
The ones that are over, like taller than
they wear big armor.
Should be.
Yeah. That he looks like one of those. Maybe he saw me and he was a Templar or something. I don't know. But he started screaming at us. Not really me, just like the group we're stood in. And he's like, you know who I am. I'm gonna kill you and all this. I'll kill you right now. And I was thinking, oh my god, what's happened to this guy to, to go off
no
like that?
No man can murder me.
Yeah.
I leave you in the hands of fate.
Yeah, so I walked up to him and I didn't do anything. I didn't go up to him. Well, he was just shouting, and
it's like the Brotherhood cinematic trailer. You just you called in your assassins and both ran towards each other.
Yeah, I put my fist up in the air and clenched it, and then an eagle sound chimed.
You arrow stormed.
Yeah, I arrow stormed him. But yeah, after that, I was just like, I can't be asked anymore, I went home.
Yeah.
Luckily, I literally live like a 5-minute walk from there, so I just walked home, but...
Oh, that's good. That's good, yeah. At least it's close.
Yeah, exactly.
At least you got to wear the costume, though. You got to, live the dream.
Yeah, maybe I'll send you some footage from the night, because I was originally gonna do a Halloween vlog thing, but then I didn't get enough footage because it was a shit night, so I don't really know what to do with that footage. So maybe we'll just show it here or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just throw it on here. We'll make a short out of it as well.
yeah. Ezio Auditore in real life. Yeah.
Did you wear a hidden blade for that?
I did.
Any weapons?
It didn't come with a hidden blade, the outfit, but I did already have like a toy, really bad quality plastic hidden blade. Because I used it in like a skit for another video like last year. But I couldn't find it anywhere, so I couldn't use it. And also, I think I remember saying to you, I don't want to risk bringing that on a night out, because what if people think it's a real knife?
Surprisingly, we had a couple of fake plastic swords and stuff. They didn't really bat an eyelid at that.
Well, I guess, I guess if it's
a bit different when it's a hidden blade.
And when it's actually hidden on your wrist, in the corner of a bouncer's eye, he might just think it's something else and, I don't know.
You don't want to, grab your drink and then the blade comes out and just, shatters the glass.
Yeah, well, it was just hollow plastic, so I don't think it's going to do that, but...
No, a bit of a ping. a bit of an irritant.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a good look. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, it sounds like we've had an eventful Halloween.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. On to next year, I suppose.
It's funny, actually. I was just talking to my parents about New Year's, and I was saying, like, last year, New Year's was so busy in the town that I don't want to go out for New Year's this year, because it was, like, a similar situation. It was just so busy. Like, when the clock hit midnight, we were, like, in the middle of the street, because it was so busy in the actual clubs.
Oh, really?
It's just not fun.
Street? Wow.
Yeah, like, it was so busy, we just had to get outside. We were on our way to another pub, and I was like, oh, it's already hit 12.
Oh, shit. Oh. Well, that's the thing. Like, New Year's is, like, I guess it's probably the most popular sort of time to be out, isn't it, really? But then,
up until 12.
Issues like that.
Yeah, everyone just goes 12. Home. Should we talk about this new article that came out a couple of days ago from Eurogamer?
Let's do it. Do you
want
to...
the title... Yeah, I'll just give a brief, like, synopsis on what this article is, and then we can read a bit of it. It is a long article, so I'll probably skip over some bits and just get to the interesting stuff. But I was, on Google, when you just Google something and you get, like, articles randomly recommended?
Yeah.
Yeah, but my algorithm is now, like, purely just Assassin's Creed news, and I usually ignore them because they're not, like, the most interesting topics. But then I saw the title of this article, which is Assassin's Creed boss discusses devastating impact of Shadow's diversity and inclusivity backlash. And that really piqued my attention. That's a YouTube video right there.
That's a clickbait title or something,
Absolutely. What did you take from this article before we have a proper read of it?
The way I read it, it seemed to me that he was trying to say, no, we're not pushing an agenda, but we aren't afraid of going places and telling our stories in certain ways that we see fit. I think, again, as you've asked, sort of on a broad overview of it, I would say, it was a fairly well-constructed response, if you want to call it that. There are a few parts that I did, I'm sure when we get to it, I wanted to point out when it comes to actual Assassin's Creed, and there's a few things he says that I think, does this guy potentially miss the point of Assassin's Creed? But when we talk about him representing his characters in the way he wants to, I think that was a good response. And I agree with him, I think, tell your characters how you want to and stuff.
I do think this article is a massive improvement on what Mr. Ubisoft CEO thinks, because he's thinking with the business mindset. This guy's thinking, like, with the artistic vision, and, he's clearly he loves the franchise. I don't know if this guy's been here from the start. It sounds like it. So I think this is the artists speaking, which is always, I think, more genuine. Yeah.
I'm gonna look him up on his. I'm sure he's got LinkedIn or something, hasn't he? Because I'm curious. Marc Alexis Cote, he's apparently started working as a programmer and engineer at Ubisoft in 2005. So yeah, he has been there from the start. He started working on Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands.
Oh wow! So he's probably been there during the transition from Prince of Persia to Assassin's Creed.
And is he creative director of Shadows?
He's creative director of the franchise.
Oh, so okay. In 2010, he was a mission director of Brotherhood. In 2012, for Assassin's Creed 3, he was the game director at Ubisoft Quebec. But Ubisoft Quebec were just like they lended a hand, I think, to Montreal. So it sounds like he was never... Oh, he was creative director of Syndicate. Oh. Jesus. I don't think this guy... Okay. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Syndicate, personally.
Yeah, I've gathered that. It's in your shorts. It's like it's always Syndicate that gets the butt of the joke.
Yeah, it's so easy to dunk on it. That's why.
Yeah.
He was senior producer of Odyssey, like my least favorite game in the series. And as Valhalla, producer. He was executive producer of Valhalla.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what that actually means when it comes to like what they do at the office. Between executive and senior and stuff. I assume executive's the top.
I gather from like a movie perspective, the producer like pays for some of it and then gets creative control.
But then if you're just an employee of Ubisoft, like how does that work?
Yeah, well, we should know.
Yeah, we should know. That angry comment will be shaking his head at us right now. You know one? He'll be going, they've not done their research.
Yeah.
They're still on the call, not in person.
I tell you what, for the next episode, I will drive 5.5 hours to your location.
Yeah.
And we'll record it on our phones in the middle of a park, if that makes it better for them.
And then you'll be back home at about 3 a.m.
Yeah, and then I'll lose my job. And, it'll just spiral from there. But hey, at least we did it in person.
Yes, at least we pleased that angry individual
this one guy.
Commenter. Yeah. Anyway, should we go back to that article?
Yes, we should probably read that.
We've got a good outline of who Mark Alexis Cote is. He's been there for a while. He's done different things, moved around the company, and he's given his opinion on the backlash. He's done a bit of HR, I guess. No, not HR. I'm an idiot. You know what I mean.
He's been producing, directing. He's done a bit of everything. He's now I guess the longest lasting person on Assassin's Creed, so that might be how he's creative director.
Yeah, I guess. So
interesting though.
Anyway, I'm gonna follow your lead. So do you pick a bit to read or whatever you want to do, and I'll follow you on that.
Just gonna quickly throw in, because you asked earlier about Shadows. The game director of Shadows is called Charles Benoit. Okay. And he's the guy who is bald with the beard in the Dev Diaries. He is our main guy. He's the director of Shadows.
Okay, cool.
I don't know much about him, but if we need to blame anyone in upcoming months, I mean, who's to say if we will or not, but it's probably going to be
maybe praise. You never know.
Yeah, maybe praise. That's obviously what I was going to turn to first. Anyway, so let's get into this article. He says, Assassin's Creed has always been about exploring the full spectrum of human history, and by its very nature, that history is diverse. Staying true to history means embracing the richness of human perspectives without compromise. For example, in Assassin's Creed Shadows, we highlight figures both fictional, like Naoe, a Japanese woman warrior, and historical, like Yasuke, an African-born samurai. While the inclusion of a black samurai in feudal Japan has sparked questions and even controversy, Naoe, as a fictional character, has also faced scrutiny for her gender. So there is a bit more, but I do want to pause there. Did people have a problem with Naoe's gender?
Yeah, I think they do. I just think it gets outshined by the whole Yasuke thing. I think from what I've seen in my comments and things like that is they'll say like, I just, I've legit just straight up seen people say, she's a woman. Why would I want to play as a woman? I want to be a male Japanese character. And I'm like, okay. So, like, what are you trying to say? Go play Ghost of Tsushima then. Like, you can't just force or expect every single game to be the same type of character every time, Sometimes there are women characters that can be cool and interesting. I think a lot of other people say, like, women in this time period wouldn't have been able to be an assassin, and they would have been downtrodden, etc. But then again, to any point where they say it's historically inaccurate, in my opinion, it's like, well, this is Assassin's Creed. This is a story, a fictional story that explains to the player pretty outwardly that the Templars have obscured the real history, and you're experiencing the true history as it was meant to be. So you can change anything in that aspect.
But even then, it never goes out of its way to say this is the true history. It's just like a bit of fun. It's just a bit of fun. It's like, oh, this is the true history, but like a bit.
I know what you're saying. Like Ubisoft, like as an actual product, it always says this is based on history, etc. But within the lore of Assassin's Creed, in the Animus, you're experiencing the true history. And there's a whole line with Desmond in AC1 where he speaks to Vidic and he says, why do things not seem like real history? And he says, well, anyone can write anything in a history book, and we just believe it. You're seeing the true history, etc. Paraphrasing, but. So
he says,
again,
to the victor goes the spoils and stuff, doesn't it? That's AC3, isn't it? That's what William says in that opening. But yeah, like, it is... I don't know. If Assassin's Creed was an entirely historically accurate franchise, then, yeah, sure, this would be maybe, like, very controversial, but we're playing a franchise with Cyclopses, Pieces of Eden, and Animuses. Like, it's not coming from a place where it's trying to be historically accurate. And I think the people who are criticising the game are the people who don't know enough about the franchise. They're just seeing it at face value. Oh, there's a new Assassin's Creed. I haven't played Assassin's Creed in 5-6 years, and this looks like it's, messing with history and trying to course correct stuff that didn't happen. Like, I see that is the argument, but they don't know enough about the franchise to understand what it's actually doing.
Yeah. I feel like it's the same conversation happens in anywhere in entertainment media. For another, I know it's a very different example, but when it comes to the same issues that people get angry about, the TV show Bridgerton.
Oh yes, yeah.
Well,
actually, that's a very good example. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's lots of characters that are black in that show, and they're portrayed as, wealthy, noble people of what is it meant to be, 1700s, 1800s, something like that. And people get angry saying, there weren't black people at that time. But again, I'm never going to say 100% as a fact because I'm probably going to be wrong. But I swear I heard one of the creators say, or maybe it's word of mouth, and I heard someone else tell me this, but I heard that the one of the people who worked on that show have said this is, again, outwardly stated to be based a fictional story based on a real setting. So if you're a fictional story based on a real setting, all you're taking from real life and creating your own, I guess you could say, fantasy. And I don't see the issue with that. If that's your artistic approach to something, then just do it.
Also, Bridgerton, it plays modern music. It does classic renditions of modern music. It's not trying to be realistic. It's clearly like a fantasy sort of thing. It's a very good example because that is what Assassin's Creed does as well.
In its own way, yeah, exactly. It's I guess you could say a sci-fi fantasy thing, historical thing, but it's never stated to be a true. It's not like it's stated to be a Kingdom Come Deliverance style of game that does focus on realism and that sort of thing. It's very much the opposite, in my opinion. And I think just focusing in on this article. I think this Kote guy, sorry, just to shorten his name because I've forgotten it. Yeah. He's saying, I guess he's just doubling down or backing up what he's, his art at the end of the day. And he's saying, look, we are going to do it. And this is how we are going to navigate a very hateful climate, I suppose. And at the end of the day, Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I think he's very valid and within his rights to defend his game and also, clap back against, racism. Oh my God, I can't think of the words. Sexism. Yeah, exactly. and that's good. I agree. The only, and again, just I want to differentiate myself with the angry, horrible people because I'm not one of those. My only issue with what he says is in some parts of this article, he says like history was always the focus. He says Assassin's Creed has always been about exploring the full spectrum of human history, and by its very nature, that's what he said. Again, I agree with him. That's good to say that to back up your two characters, but the person who's looking really deep into it in me is thinking, well, Assassin's Creed wasn't always about exploring history. It was about exploring the Assassin's Brotherhood with history as a backdrop. So that was the only gripe I had with this was that, and it was nothing to do with the whole Naue.
That is a very good point.
And that just leads to another thing where I'm worried that like, okay, bro, do you actually get what your series is, or do you not? But again, he could have just deliberately worded it like that in the most broad way to to back his characters up, which I understand. So
I didn't think about that, but considering it's from the guy who was like an executive producer on Odyssey and Valhalla, I mean, I think that does lend credence to that he's more interested in the historical aspects of it than he is the Brotherhood of Assassins. I mean, you would expect a Assassin's Creed franchise to focus on assassins and their creed.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, nobody at Ubisoft anymore really, have the same vision that the OGs used to have that were making the games. They might understand it, but I don't know if they share that vision. I don't know if they agree, and I think that's why the games are much different now. Well, obviously that, and you got the higher ups of Ubisoft that call a lot of shots of what sort of games they wanna sell. I know you have a couple more quotes. While you read those quotes, I'm gonna look for another one that I have in my mind, because I read something, and I think it was on this article, where it said something like Ubisoft are trying to sell their games to the broadest audience possible. Was that in this?
Ooh, I don't know, but
because I heard that and I thought, what the fuck?
Well, I think it is definitely more accessible. It's not like a niche game about these little cult of assassins. It's a game about exploring an entire country as like a warrior.
I agree. It is definitely what the games have become. But I just thought, well, that's exactly why people are getting pissed off your games, because you're not appealing to anyone.
You're just straight up admitting it.
Yeah, I'm trying to type in the word. Search for the word broad.
Yeah, try and find that quote. That's interesting, because that says a lot about where their mindset is. Yeah.
I did find it. Okay, so it says, Kote's tone seems notably different to Ubisoft's last vague mention of polarized comments by company boss Yves Guillemot, who raised eyebrows in September when he told investors that Ubisoft was an entertainment-first company creating games for the broadest possible audience, and our goal was not to push any specific gender. Now, that whole latter part of the sentence aside, when they say, creating games for the broadest possible audience, in my opinion, that's exactly why people are not finding any enjoyment out of the most recent games, like with Star Wars Outlaws and stuff like that, because they want anyone and everyone to be able to enjoy the game, but then they're not appealing to any specific niche of gamers or anything, so everyone plays it, and it just feels a bit, this is just a meh experience, for a lack of better words, I feel like when you
spread very thin, isn't it? To the point where none of the mechanics stand out.
Exactly, a niche audience is not a bad thing, because you can make a great game in that niche. For an example, I've just started properly playing Baldur's Gate 3, and it's the exact type of RPG that I love, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. I love it, and it's like a true RPG. It's very complex, very, lots of detailed mechanics that will not appeal to the broadest range of players possible. It just won't. And if it did try to appeal to every type of gaming audience, then it would be a bad game because it wouldn't have meaningful mechanics. And I think that's why Assassin's Creed sometimes these days falls a bit flat because, like that quote said, they're trying to appeal or whatever they said, make their games for the broadest audience.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a bad quote, that, isn't it? It kind of boils it down to like we want to make as much money as possible, and we don't really care genuinely about the inclusivity or like who we're putting in the games. I've decided to cut out one of the quotes really because it's just talking about like how they are committed to telling, like they're not committed to telling historical authenticity, but they do want to tell stories with like different races and ethnic, gender identity and all that stuff. That is a quote that he says, and I do like that he said history is inherently diverse and so is Assassin's Creed. I think that's a cool quote.
Yeah, for sure.
But the one that I want to highlight here, I mean, I think this kind of wraps up a lot of this article, is he says, both Naue and Yasuke's stories are works of historical fiction. They reflect the collision of different worlds, cultures, and roles, and their inclusion is precisely the kind of narrative that Assassin's Creed seeks to tell, one that reflects the complexity and interconnectedness of our shared history. Now, he was doing really well there until he said shared history at the end, because I wish he was then going to say it's about the conflict between like assassins and Templars and how these worlds collide. But no, it's all about history, of course it is. It's about telling the stories of the, conveying as much of their culture as possible in a single game. I like that he said, though, that their collision is like really integral to this game. That gives me such hope that, again, the story is going to have some depth. He says, I am an optimist and a dreamer. What? What?
Okay. All right.
Cool. Thanks for letting us know that. Guy that we've never heard of until today. Creativity is stronger than fear, and together we are creating the future of entertainment. Wow.
I agree. He's like, he had me in the first half. Like, yes, creativity is stronger than fear. His inherent message, I agree with. But because I'm a bit worried of where Ubisoft's games are going in general when it comes to, not talking about diversity, nothing like that. I'm just talking game mechanics, good story writing, good characters, stuff like that. I'm like, appealing to a broad audience, like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? But overall, I would say like fairly based, right?
It's a good, I mean, I'm glad that he put it out. I think if Shadows was coming out in like a week's time, then he maybe wouldn't have put it out because he would have waited for the game to like do the talking. You can tell the guy's like thinking, I need to get my voice heard here because people are going crazy. And while it's quiet, I'm going to get my voice in.
It could be the investors are like, look, you got to say something. And he's like, oh, okay, I will, what I mean?
Maybe. So he pulled out the optimist and dreamer card.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe when the game comes out, it'll be interesting to revisit this article and see how much of his vision is actually conveyed in the final game. But it's a good bit of damage control.
Yeah, from what it sounds to me is, he's I think he is probably not too worried about an actual cool Assassin's Creed story. I think he's more concerned about, all right, we need to have this whole country available to explore. We need, this famous character from history there, this famous character from history there, and we need to tell Japan the game. I feel like that's probably more his prerogative when it comes to making a game, which isn't, what I'm looking for, but it's definitely what, a lot of players will want to hear. So, yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of Syndicate, where historical figures would pop up like Marvel style and have their own like title card, and like that's not really like it. It doesn't feel organic. It doesn't feel like we're playing like a story. It feels like we are vessels in like an educational game. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't think I like this guy's direction. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I do agree.
I don't think I'm a fan of this guy's creativity.
Yeah. You know, like, yeah. Agreed. Should we head on to the main segment of this podcast?
I think we should. Yeah, I think we've said all we can about this this article. We look forward to seeing what kind of news we get in the future. But for now, this tides us over a little bit until then. So, without further ado, let's move on to the main topic of today's episode, and that is Assassin's Creed spin-offs. They're weird, they're wonderful, and we've compiled a list and haven't told the other one about it. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to go through some weird Assassin's Creed spin-offs and educate each other on the weird and wacky corners of this universe.
Yes, I'm very excited because we both think that we've got one that the other doesn't know about, and it will be very funny if it just is the same game. You know,
it'll be quite funny. It's Assassin's Creed Liberation.
yeah.
Well, who remembered that?
Yeah, literally.
I think we probably should talk about like the main spin-offs, but we'll get the funny ones out of the way, and then we can talk about like the actual, because you'll know a lot more about the DS games, whereas I've like never touched them.
That's the thing. Yeah, I've literally made a video about AC2 on the DS. So
yeah, I'd be very curious to like hear your thoughts, like unscripted, I guess, like about the game and stuff. But yeah, so do you want to go first, or should I go first?
I can go first. I don't mind going first.
Okay, cool. So, how do you want to do this? Like, do you want to put a screenshot in the Discord if, like, I haven't heard of it, or just...
That's the plan, yeah. I'll send you a screenshot. I've only kind of got one, but it pretty much gives you... The game looks pretty much the same all throughout, so I think one will do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've just got one screenshot for each one as well.
Alright. I'm gonna tell you what it is, and then I'll drop it in. I'll tell you what it is first, just to avoid spoilers for you. Okay, so to the viewers at home, there is an Assassin's Creed spin-off that I can almost guarantee you've never heard, or at least you've never played. I've not even played it myself, but I think I'm gonna have to. God. You know, maybe for a video, I gotta find a way to play it. I don't even know if I can play it anymore, because from what I understand, it was only available on like flip phones or like some weird it was like HTC phones. Yeah, it was like HTC. No, I'm getting it wrong again. It was you know the Korean phones, Huawei or Huawei, whatever you say.
Yeah.
I used to have one back when I was younger. They're called I think they're like a South Korean phone brand called Huawei. Or Huawei. Anyway, when this specific mainline Assassin's Creed title game came out, this spin-off game came preloaded on Huawei phones. You couldn't download it from the store. You still can't. It was only preloaded on select Huawei phones. How weird is that? Anyway,
I'm starting to think we have the same answer here, but I'm
Do
terrified.
we? I'm gonna say the name of the game and you tell me if it's the same one.
Oh no, go on. The anticipation's killing me.
The game is called Assassin's Creed... what's it called? Assassin's Creed Arno's Chronicles.
Oh, that's the one I had!
No, is it the same one you had?
That's the one I had!
Oh, we did have the same one.
3 years after Unity.
Did it? Oh, I thought it came out the same day.
Yes. Well, when I researched it earlier, it said it came out in 2017.
What the hell? Yeah, maybe it did.
So I don't know.
Did you also read that it came out on like Huawei's or something?
Yeah. So it was only available for the first 6 months of the phone's release, and now it's
so
like
weird.
But what is this game? I mean, it looks like Discovery, but he's like in the Fearless outfit.
Yeah. It does. It looks the way the game like seems to play, and again, like you said, the graphically, it looks just like AC Discovery on the DS. So they must have used the same like engine or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's a weird one, and I think you can download like a file of it online and play it. I'll have a look.
Can you like emulate it?
I think so. Yeah. I'll have a
Well, I
look.
suppose for audio listeners, the game is like a 2D side scroller mixed with like a bit of combat. It's kind of similar to the Chronicles games, I guess, but a lot more simplified. And yeah, it was like you say, exclusive to a particular. When you were saying the brand of phone, I was like, oh no. Because you said flip phone, and I was like, oh, he means like an old one. He's talking about like AC1 on the flip phone or something. But you got me. You totally got me. It's a good job I've got some other ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've got a couple of other ones.
So to answer your question, you can still play it today. It's like an Android file, APK file, so you can download it.
Oh my god, yeah.
On like dodgy websites. And I'm sure you can do like I'm sure there's like an Android virtual machine thing on PC, so you can play it. I think.
Ooh, well, that's a live stream, isn't it? That's a live stream right there.
Yeah.
It's mental to me that is this the sequel to Altair's Chronicles?
I mean, it's clearly trying to piggyback off of the Altair's Chronicles thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or just Assassin's Creed Chronicles.
I can't believe they did this. I just can't believe this. I mean, Arno got like more screen time. I wonder if it's got a story.
Have you? Let me send you the link to this gameplay footage, because I don't know. Have you seen the main menu?
I haven't. No. I've only seen like a bit of gameplay.
I've just it's just quite amusing to me. It's just a screen. It's like a bit of artwork for Arno and Elise.
Oh no!
But it's got like some like weird text on it.
The loading screen's like the same animation from Unity, which is quite impressive.
Yeah, it is, all but pixelated. Yeah. I'm just watching through it. I'm just curious. Wait.
Yeah, it's quite weird how it's like mechanically. Oh, of course there is.
Did this? Because this video is called Nostalgia, Assassin's Creed Arno's Chronicles mod APK, unlimited coins and gems. So.
Oh, so the mod must have, or everything unlocked.
But like I wonder if it says like there's like a coin button at the top corner and there's a plus sign, so there must have been microtransactions. But who was getting that money? Ubisoft or the developer? Because I'm sure Ubisoft didn't develop it. It was probably just published by Ubisoft and outsourced. And I just
I'm looking at it. Yeah. It's like it's like mechanically similar to Chronicles. There's a lot of like similar stuff with the cones of vision.
Yeah, I mean it looks like it plays worse though, because Arno looks way slower. His jumping is not as far, and he seems to be collecting loads of like gold coins.
Yeah, I've just seen a bit where he swings on a flag and goes into a building, like into the interior, which is like, that's quite cool that it incorporates that element.
Yeah.
Like the interiors.
I mean...
It's an interesting looking game. I really want to play it now.
It kind of looks a bit like Mario, but Assassin's Creed, because I just saw some guy, he jumped on an enemy's head and then the guy died.
Oh.
He assassinated the target, but it just looked like he landed on his head.
I feel like it looks like a bit metal boots that can just stamp on people.
Iron boots. Yeah.
I wonder if there was a story to it.
So, I read this somewhere. I think it's like it just tells us the Assassin's Creed Unity story, but in a worse way.
Oh, I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah. I think I could be corrected on that. So if anyone in the comments knows, let me know. But
if anybody knows, like tell us the lore of this game. I'm so curious to hear more.
The climbing is so funny. When he's climbing on a platform. Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
That's an interesting one. Well, should we move on to the to my first one? My definitely my first pick and not my second.
Let's go for it.
Okay, so my backup, which you might have played this. This is the one I was thinking of when we did the first episode, and I was like, oh, I've got a one that you might have played.
Yeah.
So it's called Assassin's Creed Pirates.
I knew you were gonna say that one. I had a feeling.
So
yeah,
similar in the style of what you're on about, where it's like it takes a mechanic from the game and sort of, delves into it in depth. It basically is Assassin's Creed, but just the ship combat, and it's like optimized for mobile. And
it's the OG Skull and Bones.
Did you know? It is. In fact, it's probably better.
Probably
Did you know? Yeah. It had 3 years of support with three major expansions.
Jesus.
The game only went offline in 2017 and it went out in 2013. And one of these expansions is called like the Pieces of Eden. And I don't know what the expansions are actually about, but the fact that the game went on for that long and it is just like a simplified version of Black Flag's ship mechanics is very interesting. I want to play this one as well. I used to have it on my phone when Black Flag first came out.
Yeah. I had it on my iPod Touch.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I
I remember the graphics were pretty good.
Yeah, I remember thinking at the time, obviously I was like, I got it when it came out in like 2013, so I'd have been like 12. I used to think it was like so cool. Like, oh my god, this is like actually Assassin's Creed,
On my phone.
On my iPod. Yeah.
It's
I'm
funny
just
because
watching footage now, and I'm just remembering it again, by watching the footage.
It's funny because I think it's probably, the title Assassin's Creed Pirates is like if they were making Black Flag today, they would probably just call it that.
To be fair, yeah.
I
love
the brutalness about it. It's like there's no hiding what it is. Like, we're not Assassin's Creed. This is a pirate game set in the world of Assassin's Creed. And back then, nobody cared because it was just a little mobile game. But I loved it. I thought it was really good. It took the mechanics from Black Flag, it translated them really well across to a mobile app. And yeah, I can't remember the story, but I'm going to have to look up some of these expansions.
What do you remember if it was actually good? Like, was the gameplay decent, or was it just like the young child in you thinking it was good?
Oh man, I don't know. I remember there was like it's entirely on a ship, but you had like the half sail, full sail. You could weigh anchor. You could shoot different ships. Like, I think it had everything that Black Flag had, maybe a little bit more clunky, and obviously not as like graphically impressive. But I think it would live up today. There must be an emulator for it. But I'm more curious what.
Well, actually, I don't know, because I think you needed to be online on the servers, because I think if I remember correctly, I tried to download it on an Android just to see if it would get it working, and I got the app downloaded, but it was just the main menu because the Ubisoft servers had been taken down for that game, so I don't think you can actually play it at all anymore. I think that's what it was, which sucks because that's a game that's just lost to time now.
I know, that's the sad thing about like researching this video. I was like, this episode is because like there's so much that you can't play anymore that used to exist. Oh, here it is. Yeah. It's called The Quest for Eden. I'm just gonna watch the trailer for it.
Quest for Eden.
So it could be related to the. Okay, so we've got a Mayan temple. That's pretty cool. The final act, it says, but there's like gameplay of a ship and that's it. There's no indication what actually happens in it. I'm gonna just look at the comments. Okay, so all of the comments are like loving the game. Someone said this is my favourite game on the entire App Store.
Jesus.
Wow. Yeah, I have no idea what this thing was about. But it went on for so long, it had so much support.
Yeah, that's actually surprising how long it actually had. You know,
yeah, there was like a 2014, 15, yeah.
It must have made like a decent amount of money with like microtransactions and stuff for them to actually see, you know, think it was worth it to keep it going that long.
I mean, they had like crew you could buy, I think. I don't remember what the microtransactions were.
Some sort of gems, probably.
Yeah.
It's always a gem.
So, oh, ow! I've just hit my foot. Ow!
How have you done that?
I've got a stool underneath my desk that I rest my feet on sometimes, and I've just kicked it. So, okay, I have two more that I want to mention, which aren't like obscure, but they are spin-offs that I know nothing about, and I was wondering if you had any knowledge of.
Okay.
So, the first one is like the most recent Assassin's Creed mobile game, which is Assassin's Creed Rebellion. And I think this has been out a really long time, and I know nothing of it.
Mm-hmm. So, I've actually played that one.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, so I did a collab with Hidden One a few months ago, which, funny enough, was actually the same sort of video idea as this. He was visiting games, spin-offs and mobile games in Assassin's Creed. And he said, did you want to jump on, over the collab? And I was like, yeah, why not? So he said, he gave me a game to play and talk about. So I played, it was Rebellion.
Right. Is
so
that on his channel or yours?
No, that's on his channel. Yeah. It's from
that's
about...
on his. Oh, I need to watch this.
Yeah, it's from a while ago. Just type in Hidden One Assassin's Creed spin-offs or something. But
yeah.
But yeah, Rebellion. I thought it's just me. It's okay. It's fine. It's a bit boring, but if you're just chilling in bed or you got a spare 5 minutes and you like Assassin's Creed,
what is the game
fine.
about? What do you actually do?
So when it comes to story, it's not really canon because it makes no sense because like Ezio's interacting with Aguilera and Desmond and Cassandra. Like it doesn't make sense. But it's just you go through a side-scrolling level, you sort of in a almost a little turn-based sort of way, you assassinate your enemies, you have a fight with your enemies, and then you unlock more resources to craft things in your hideout. Did you ever play Fallout Shelter, or do you at least know what sort of game that is? So it's got elements of that. It's got elements of that in your hideout. You build your hideout, you make it bigger, you upgrade your little men, your little characters. But then the differentiation is in what you actually do when you go out in the world. In Fallout Shelter, it's a lot different to Rebellion because, again, as I said, Rebellion, you side-scroll through a level with doing turn-based. I guess it is pretty similar to Fallout Shelter now I say it, actually. It's pretty much the same sort of thing.
Is it just a rip-off of it?
Kind of, I think. I haven't played Fallout Shelter since it came out in, 2014 as well. So, I don't know. But yeah, it's very, at least it's very similar. I'm sure with a few of its own things. I opened a lot of loot crates, but luckily they were free. They were just given to me. But you could buy more. You could buy more.
Do you get characters from the franchise?
Yeah, you get some unnamed characters like Hooded Man, or Hooded Thief, or just Thief. But then you also get characters, like Ezio. My first character I unlocked was Aguilera. That's what I started the game with.
Oh. That's a bit of a dud to start with.
Yeah. I know. And then I would think Aguilera was talking to Yusuf Tazim.
All right.
From Revelations. So we were teaming up and we were going through Renaissance Italy to killing enemies, from what I remember.
That's so weird. Imagine if they did that as like a mainline, like, you know, this multiplayer game that's rumored. Invictus is just going to be Assassin's Creed Rebellion, but with a budget.
Assassin's Creed Rebellion on like steroids or something.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so weird. I might.
It probably won't be one I play.
Now you said it.
Yeah.
No.
It's I mean, yeah, Rebellion on the iPhone or wherever you play it on, it's pretty boring to me. You know, 5 minutes in, I'm already thoroughly bored. But I can imagine like a young kid would probably enjoy playing it. They'd probably get tempted to you know, buy some loot crates with their mum's, you know, credit card and stuff. But
yeah,
you know, it's not. And I wonder if that's why the art style was very sort of like kid oriented. I suppose you could say.
Because that's what put me off. Everybody's like a bobblehead.
Yeah, but think about it, like psychologically, they appeal to children. Children are more likely to buy microtransactions, and then those children will grow up and play games in the future, and again buy more microtransactions. I don't know. They're raising the kids.
It's kind of sleazy though, isn't it? Because it's not a franchise that should be appealing to kids. It's an 18-rated game.
Well, I think that's what they're going to do with the Invictus as well.
Oh, do you think is that like going to be cartoon looking?
I mean, it sounds like it probably will have a cartoonish art style. You know, if you read what Jonathan leaked, the guy who leaked it, it sounds like it would lend to a cartoonish sort of art style.
See, I just think if they brought back the multiplayer from like Brotherhood to Black Flag, but just revamped it a bit and just released it as its own game, I think that would do great. I want
which
parkour
multiplayer?
races.
Just the OG?
Yeah, like the Brotherhood multiplayer with like Wolfpack and like, you know, like I think there's room there where they could expand on it and shove a million battle passes into it. But I think you could modernize that mode to where it's like playable.
Yeah, you really could, because I feel like it still is a game. It has game modes that definitely hold up. Like I think they had Capture the Flag. They had obviously Team Deathmatch. It was just all to do with assassinating. I miss it so much. Like, I would love to just jump in and play some AC multiplayer, but like, you know, it's just, you just can't really do it anymore, you know? Like, I tried recently and I was just waiting in the lobby and no one ever joined, and I was like, yeah, cool. So I gave up.
Can you play like Wolfpack on your own? Is that an option? Because Black Flag still has its multiplayer. You can,
but it's not the same because you're just playing against the computer, aren't you?
Yeah, I suppose. It was fun. I remember playing a lot of Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah.
It was creepy as well. I really loved like the music and the menus and stuff. Like it had like an aura to it. With what's his name? Erudito? I don't know how you say his name, but there was that guy.
Which one was that?
I think it's in Creed 3. There's a guy called Erudito, like Erudito.
Okay.
And I don't know who he is, but he was like the wait, I'm gonna have to actually Google him because I got no, I can't remember who he was, but he was like a cool, creepy dude who would speak to you in the multiplayer, and he would give you like lore drops and stuff.
Yeah, rings a bell to me.
Okay, yeah, so he would speak to you in emails, and he would. Oh, did he? Oh no, it's a secret organization that are hacking the animuses that the multiplayer characters are using.
Oh, right.
There's a big long wiki article on these guys. I have no idea. Oh my god, they're in Assassin's Creed Identity.
Which is also... Oh, that was the... That was like the more actual Assassin's Creed-y iOS game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I have a screenshot of that. I was going to bring that up next, actually, because this is another one I haven't played. But yeah, a fantastic segue. Because you play as like Ezio's recruits, which sounds like a fantastic game. But I don't remember like why I didn't play this, because it looks amazing. You've got Monteriggioni, you've got Rome. But
Did you never play it?
No, when did it come out?
It came out, 2016, 2015, maybe?
Oh, like Ezio collection sort of time.
Yeah, or maybe just before that, I think. I'm not sure. I probably could look it up online, but I played it when I, like, years ago, like, not when it just came out, but I think I saw it on the App Store or something. I don't even know how old I was. And I did play it. And I remember the missions were really, really boring again. It looks cool, but it wasn't.
Really?
Yeah,
like,
it was
graphically it
in
looks
the
impressive.
gameplay and screenshots. It looked really cool because, like, I watched a gameplay video of someone climbing the Colosseum in Rome, and I was like, oh, sick.
Right.
But then it's not like that. Like, you can't just explore. You can't. It's very, like, the whole of Monteriggioni is not open to you in that for that example. It's just a very on rails mission where you almost you can't really climb where you want, do what you want. It's just very much follow this man, go here, do this, kill this guy. Okay, levels ended. Next place. Do that again.
Right.
Okay, next place. It's not really. I don't know. To me, it was like it looked so cool. I just wanted to run off and climb a building, but then I tried and I couldn't.
I see.
And I was just. It's very, very sort of on rails, small segments of, like, iconic places in Assassin's Creed. Do you know what I mean?
I kind of get the idea. Maybe it was limited by the time. I mean, Assassin's Creed Jade that's coming out, hopefully, that seems to be like full-on Assassin's Creed on mobile. So that's like a fully realized version of maybe what this was going for. I've just found a really interesting screenshot here where it looks like they added Edward's outfit into the game, but they gave you an eye patch as well. So it's like a really cursed image of, like, it's like a random guy dressed as Edward with an eye patch on.
Oh, God.
That tells me everything I need to know.
Just to add, I looked up the release date for the Identity, and it came out in 2014, September.
2014?
Yeah.
Wow. That's earlier than I would have
So sort of
expected.
Unity time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so weird. Wait,
I knew it was a while
ago. Did it have,
ago.
like, a cinematic trailer?
No, surely not.
I think it did.
Did it actually?
It did. It's got a proper CGI trailer.
No way.
Wow.
I'll look it up.
Oh, well, kind of. It's like, oh no, it is. It's a proper. It shows some bits of, like, the real world with people playing the game, and then it shows what happens in the game. But no, it's like a proper.
Are you watching the trailer where the guy's walking through a tunnel with his hood up?
Yeah,
on his iPod? Yeah, classic.
Wow.
We should show this.
That's
for the
okay.
people.
He looks. Oh, absolutely. He looks in the car, and the reflection is the assassin.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So,
that's
like,
actually
corny,
amazing.
isn't it? Yeah, the trailer makes it look way better than it actually is.
Yeah, they don't
does.
make them like they used to.
Nah. I mean, I'm sure the most recent comment on this is probably going to be like, this is more Assassin's Creed than Odyssey or something. I always see those comments. No, it's just people are just saying, bring the game back.
Wow.
People are like, you can't.
I've just
play
seen
this
one that
anymore,
says,
please bring it
milk it real good. Considering that is 8 years ago, somebody commented saying the franchise was getting milked, and now, like, where we're at now, 10
later,
Assassin's Creed games on the way.
I know, it's insane.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Okay,
yeah.
so
I'm
sure
in 10 years' time it'll be the same.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. It'll be around another 10 years. Of course it will.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, now that we've been through a couple of obscure ones, I don't know if you've put much thought into it, but what is your favourite Assassin's Creed spin-off?
Ooh, okay. Oh, I know this. That would be Assassin's Creed Bloodlines on the PSP.
Oh, okay. I've watched a review of it that said it was better than, like, the main game.
I wouldn't go that far.
It's got more what's the word? Diversity in the level design.
What, than AC1?
Does it?
I would say
I'm not sure.
it's. I made a video on it like right when I started my channel. And I played it growing up as well. I used to have obviously PSP. I remember I just saved up my pocket money and I bought a PSP Go, which was like the flip up one. And
oh wow, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's called PSP Go. It was like a compact PSP that like the screen slid up to reveal the controls.
That's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. It was so small. Anyway, I had that, and the first game I downloaded on it was Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. And I played it. I completed it. I used to play it in the car with my parents all the time, like when they were driving me places when I was little. So I remember I was in the car park waiting for my parents. They were in like Home Base or something, or B&Q, one of those. And I completed Bloodlines in the car. And I thought it had a sick ending. Anyway, that's my little reminisce about Bloodlines. But speaking about it just objectively and broadly, I think it's got decent narrative writing. It was written by Darby McDevitt, the guy who wrote Revelations.
You're joking?
Valhalla,
was it actually?
Black Flag. Yeah, he wrote the storyline for Bloodlines.
Oh, it must be a masterpiece then. It has to be.
Yeah,
it has to be. That man, everything he touches turns to gold.
Yeah, it was really decent. At least narratively, it was really good. It pondered, what does it mean to be part of the Brotherhood, and it's very much focusing on Altair and how he, his thoughts and trials and tribulations after he's pondering over the Apple of Eden and how he gets with Maria and all this. It was good.
Oh, is that the game? Yeah, is that the one where she gets like? Where are they? Where does it take place?
They're in Cyprus.
Yes, right. So when I did my video on Altair, I was like, oh shit, I forgot there was spin-off games. I should probably check if they have any narrative value towards his character. And I have like a minute-long segment in that video where I talk about Altair's Chronicles and Bloodlines, but
yeah,
I was watching the cutscenes for Bloodlines thinking like, I kind of feel like I should have played this properly. Like, this looks like worthwhile.
Yeah, well, I mean, when it comes to character development, it's actually kind of an important game, funnily enough. Because again, it definitely pushes his story forwards, and it fills in a lot of the gaps between, where we see Altair in AC1 and then the things we read about him in the Codex in AC2. And also, like, when if I'm not mistaken, when there's many scenes sort of at the end of each memory block in Bloodlines where Altair is writing the Codex and he's pondering his thoughts while the apple's next to him.
That's so cool.
It is. It's really cool, and it's like it's such a good, well done story that is almost kind of lost on such a limiting PSP game. But at the same time, it almost kind of adds to the charm of it, because it is like this genuinely good game. The graphics are terrible. The the way the game plays feels bad because it's for PSP. But everything that makes up Assassin's Creed is very much present in that game. When it comes to game mechanics, you got side of back ejecting, everything like that's the same. It's fundamentally an Assassin's Creed game. It's just very old and very outdated.
Oh, I feel like I need to play this. I need to find it somewhere.
You can emulate it on PC.
Oh, I absolutely will. I feel like I'm missing. What I love about Altair is that, like, in the first game, you're seeing, like, such a small chunk of his life. But if you go digging, you've got the DS game, you've got the PSP game, you've got, like, the Codex, and then you've got Revelations. And, like, his story just gets fleshed out so much by, like, everything around him that it, like, props up that first game. And it just makes him, like, just the legend, like, that he is.
That's the thing, it's like his DNA is just like weaved into so much of Assassin's Creed, like if you go looking for it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But no, I definitely recommend playing Bloodlines for sure. I downloaded it on the PPSSPP emulator, which is a weird name, I know. But it's just a PSP emulator, as you could probably tell.
Nice. I'll have to watch your video on it as well. I'll watch your video on it first.
To be fair, I explain how you can play it on PC at the end of the video, so if you do want to play it, then check it out.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to now. I that is a chunk of like the lore that I'm missing, but I did watch the cutscenes and I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, can I just add one thing actually before we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Speaking of, this might have been where you were going anyway, and if it was, then cool. But speaking of Altair's Chronicles, those games.
Yes, yeah.
Like you were saying, like it adds loads more to his I guess you could say lore and his character development. But do you know the story of Altair's Chronicles? Because it's kind of insane.
Oh man, do I? Not off by heart. I know what the gameplay looks like, but yeah.
It's the brief outline of the story is it takes place at a really weird point in the game. I think it takes place before Assassin's Creed 1, but he's fighting Templars. However, Altair doesn't know really much about the Templars until Assassin's Creed 1. Obviously, he knows the Templars are an organization, but he doesn't know that they're this secret organization with all these plans and stuff. He just sees them as potential opposition. But in Altair's Chronicles, set before AC1, he's fighting all these Templars that have these dark plans with their pieces of Eden and stuff, and it really just does retcon the whole of AC1, which is funny. And then,
is it not meant to be a prequel, but because of the timeline, it is?
I think it's deliberately said this is a prequel, but they just completely missed the point on the fact that Altair learns all that for the first time in AC1, so it's kind of stupid. But I just kind of find it funny.
What's that game about?
Altair's Chronicles?
What's the actual story of it? Is it just a mini Assassin's Creed game?
I believe, and I played this on iPod Touch, but I never really got that far. So this is based off of, again, everything I've read online about it. I think it's about I don't really know why he does, but he goes to fight Templars and assassinate targets, and he has to he ends up coming into contact with this woman called Ada, and he falls in love with her and everything. And then she dies, and then you can actually read about what he him looking back and reflecting upon this Ada woman in the Codex in AC2.
Oh my god! So they actually committed to it?
Yeah, so it's actually canon, even though it retcons AC1.
Okay, this sounds like a very different direction to go. So one game is about his relationship with Maria, and the other one is about a random other relationship he had before the game. Wait, no, but doesn't that isn't the whole point that Altair is a mindless killing machine until AC1 happens, and then he starts to break out from the cycle? But he's
that's the thing.
Before the game even starts.
Well, that's one of the issues with it, amongst many. Again, they completely, they kind of take his character and what that part of his character knows sort of mid AC1 or end of AC1, but they apply that to his character before AC1, for this.
That doesn't...
And it's if you know the lore at all, then it doesn't make sense. And obviously the company who develops that clearly didn't know the story, otherwise they wouldn't have done that, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, it must have been a totally separate team.
Do you think Ubisoft
Discovery?
Do you think the publishers saw that they clearly didn't know the story, and then that it was too late, and they were just fuck it, make the game like that anyway?
I mean, when did that game come out? Did that come out at the same time as AC1?
I think it came out the same day as Bloodlines.
I
don't know. I'll look it up.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe they just released it all
Oh no, it came out before. It came out in 2008, and Bloodlines as well as AC2 Discovery came out on the same day in 2009. So.
Oh, that's interesting. Wait, so Discovery came out on the same day as Bloodlines. So Bloodlines was like 2 years after AC1.
It was. So they came out the same day, and I'm pretty sure they both came out the same day as Assassin's Creed 2. So all 3 games came out all on the same day. Yeah.
It's so weird how they were
verify that.
Darby, we just need you to like make Altair like interesting. Just go for it. Go crazy.
Yeah.
We're making this like other guy over here. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, literally. I'm just.
So is Discovery made by the same guys?
Pardon?
Is Discovery made by the same guys who did Altair's Chronicles?
I believe so. It's Kryptonite, if I'm not mistaken.
Because I watched a video on Discovery and I was like, this looks fun. This looks like a fun little like side quest for Ezio. Like he just goes off to Spain, has a bit of a tussle, and then it's never concluded.
Yeah.
So it seems like they got better.
Yeah. Do you know? I guess this might lead into it now, because I did have a few things I want to say about Discovery, and you've just pointed out something there. Just while you pointed that out, he does his weird little adventure in Spain, and then nothing really comes of it, and he helps Christopher Columbus.
I do have something to mention about that.
Yeah, they call him Christopher Colombo or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a really.
I think that was his real name.
Video.
I don't know. Yeah.
But
anyway,
you were like thinking he was another character until the very end, where you're like, oh wait, it was Christopher Columbus.
Yep. I honestly didn't put that together because I'm an idiot, I guess. But it doesn't make sense anyway, because Christopher Columbus went over and did not treat the Native Americans well. So I'm like, wouldn't he be on the side of the Templars? He was not a good guy.
Oh, well. Do you remember that Christopher Columbus is also in the Assassin's Creed movie?
Really?
He is the guy
he?
that Aguilar gives the Apple of Eden to at the end.
Oh,
and he
no
hides
way.
it in the church.
I've seen that movie once in the cinema when I was younger, so I barely remember anything in that movie.
Yeah, because the game had to have like a historical figure in it, and I just remember watching your video, and you were like, Christopher Columbus is in this, and I was like, is this canon to does this fit with the movie? Because in the movie he gets given the Apple of Eden. Would that then like lead on to AC2? I think, is Aguilar before Ezio? He has to be. Yeah, he has to be actually, because he has the no. Oh my god, I don't know. Hang on, let me just look up someone's birthday.
I don't know if. I don't think Christopher Columbus had an Apple of Eden in Discovery though.
Right.
So I think that was just like
Aguilar was born.
I think there's just like a lack of understanding of what came out in past years by niche DS games and stuff. You know what I mean? I think they just both picked those characters and didn't know what one from the other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, oh my goodness me! So I have just looked on the Assassin's Creed wiki, and Aguilar has canonically met Ezio.
What?
So Aguilar was born in 1455 and died in 1526. So he was alive like the entirety of Ezio's life.
Yeah.
And there is a moment where they've met. What? Ezio Auditore had... You're not going to believe this. Ezio Auditore had travelled to Spain to investigate the link between the Inquisition and Rodrigo Borgia. Aguilar was tasked by 2 senior assassins to gather recruits and establish a base of operations. And there's more to it, but it looks like it is actually, like, he's been retconned into Discovery.
Oh my... What? That's crazy.
There's a full explanation. There's like a
But why did they
screenshot
do
here.
that?
What's this from?
Why did they do that?
It's like I guess it's because like they were around at the same time. Therefore, we have to have them cross over at some point.
What's the screenshot?
It's like a weird 3D render. It doesn't look like a proper game. It looks like a weird like.
Do you want to drop it in the
side-scrolling.
chat so I can see?
Yeah, you gotta see this. I mean, it is literally just like it's the warehouse that they established. It's not like a. Oh no!
Well, you said you've got to see this, like it was important.
Well, it's just you've got to see it in the sense that it does not look legit. Oh my god! It's from Assassin's Creed Rebellion.
Oh man, is it?
This whole thing happens in Assassin's Creed Rebellion.
Okay, yeah, but that makes no sense because Yusuf Tazim was also there at the wrong time period in history.
Yeah.
And so was like all the characters.
Oh
so
my
surely
god, no,
that's
he's
not
properly
canon.
retconned.
That's not canon, surely.
He's in Revelations. I'm not even joking.
What?
Aguilar is in Revelations.
Bro, are you having me on right now?
No, I'm reading the wiki right now. So
Aguilar was in
1492
Revelations.
Well, I mean, okay, this says, in 1492, at the urging of Ezio Auditore, the Sultan, who's the guy from Revelations, as the Templars entered the city, both Aguilar and Maria made their way to the palace, watching over the Sultan, who had reluctantly... Oh, yeah, Aguilar's wife is also called Maria.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, don't worry, we're not retconning. Maria actually has the Staff of Eden, and she's
she gets it on with every assassin she can.
So, oh my god, he's actually called Christopher Carumbo in the movie.
Carumbo.
Oh my god. I cannot believe this. I urge you to read the wiki for Aguilar's life.
I am now. I've got it up now.
This is wild.
Oh my god. Do you want to hear his dialogue between Aguilar and Ezio? Aguilar says,
go for it. I'm sure the viewers will love it.
He says, "Worry not, Ezio da Let me try again. He says, "Worry not, Ezio Auditore da Firenze. I will grow our ranks and make Torquemada pay for what he's done to the people of Spain." I love how he says Ezio's full name.
Yeah. It's
and
like
then
a wink
Ezio
and a nod.
says, Ezio says, "Maria and I will chase leads on Borgia. You must discover Torquemada's intentions with these artifacts he covers. Good luck." And that's their conversation during their meeting in 1489.
Hang on. That's what I was just about to search. When was 1489? Is that Brotherhood?
Well, it was 1489.
Oh my god, it's sequence 12 of AC2. It's like the forgotten sequences of AC2.
Oh
That's when
my
this takes
God.
place.
We are upturning
This is so
hidden
wild.
lore.
We've just found like the deepest cut.
Oh my god.
What? I need comments. I need people to comment on this. Some sort of clarification on this is necessary, please.
Yeah. So I feel like they just completely retcons the whole AC2 Discovery story and then just like changed it and brought it into Rebellion. Because like Torquemada is actually a character in the AC2 Discovery game.
Oh, you're joking.
So they've clearly just like taken parts of that story and then just like rewritten it to add Aguilar into it and like the apple and stuff.
So does it fit though? Is it a retcon or does it fit? This is incredible.
I think it seems like so much of a stretch that it probably just doesn't really fit. It only fits if like you suspend your disbelief, you know?
Yeah, I'm guessing this is like the mobile game would have came out around the time of the movie, so the movie characters have to be in it. So they've like just came up with like a loose storyline, and I mean the fact that it's when Ezio was in Spain, like they did actually think that through. So somebody on the team played Discovery.
Yeah. Do you know?
So you know what? Props to them.
I mean, look, they've somehow managed to weave it in. I'm just reading the quotes between Aguilar and Columbus now, and he goes, Assassins have died for this. Protect it with your life. And Columbus says, I am a friend of the Creed. I just find that funny. I am a friend of the Creed.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm going to have to watch the movie now. I need to see if that's what he says in the movie.
Yeah, unless
they do have they have a conversation.
I think it's in the movie because they're showing screenshots at the bottom.
Oh my word.
We
need to do an episode on the movie.
Yeah, we do. We need to like watch it.
It would be like
come back
6 hours long.
Do a little video about it. Aguilar
I've been wanting to do that for ages.
He says, take it to your grave, and Columbus just says, I swear.
Oh, that's definitely from the movie. They don't talk for like more than a sentence in the movie.
Clearly, I could see that.
Any character, they speak so cryptically throughout the whole film.
Oh god,
this is wild.
So, talking about spin-offs in general and all the hidden lore in the series that comes with it, what is your favorite spin-off Assassin's Creed game?
Oh, okay. I have an honorable mention. Okay. I'm going to throw it out there. It is the Black Flag companion app.
Oh.
Because Kenway's Fleet, I found a little bit annoying. I wasn't like the biggest fan of like taking time away from the game to do that stuff. But with the companion app, you could manage Kenway's Fleet from your phone. And that made the game like just it meant you could get a lot more work done in like less time. Because you could do those little ship battles, you could manage the routes, and then it meant when I came back to the game, I'd get like all these new collectibles and stuff that I'd unlocked just by sitting on my phone for a bit and like doing all the trade routes. And like I say, it's only an honourable mention because it is just like a little mini game, but I like the way that helped Black Flag, like the main game. It helped your progress in that game. Yeah,
I remember that one. I don't know if I ever bothered to download it, but I do remember it.
It was really, you felt its impact when it wasn't in Rogue, because Rogue has its own fleet, but because it doesn't have a companion app, I just like barely touched it. Which is a shame, because if it had a companion app, I would have loved to have put more time into Rogue's fleet as well. But yeah, I think it was like meant for the companion app, and you can tell.
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember much about the Unity companion app, which I've also made a note to mention, because that got discontinued or something like halfway through Unity's life cycle, and all of the chests became available. They just gave you them in the game. Because of how difficult it was.
Yeah. What was it?
I don't remember
to get chests.
Yeah, you would unlock like, I think. So I remember when it first came out, that was how you got Altair's robes. Was that through the companion app, you would unlock shields that would only become available in the Helix Rifts once you did the companion app mission, and then you would have to go into Unity, get the shields, and then you would need a certain amount of them to get Altair's robes. So it was like really complicated. And they had to totally remove the companion app, like they took it down and just gave all of the content that was on it to you for free.
Were they the chests that were called Initiate chests and they were gold on the map?
I think they were, yeah. I think they were the gold, or they were the blue ones. I think the blue ones, because they were like...
Oh, maybe.
App related. Because the gold ones had like the outfits in. I can't imagine those were locked off to an app.
Oh, but maybe I misheard you. Didn't you say Altair's outfit was locked off in the app?
So only technically, the unlockables to get Altair's could only be unlocked through it's too many steps.
Oh my god.
So you get Altair's outfit by collecting shields in the Helix Rift missions, and those shields would not appear in the game at all unless you'd done the corresponding mission in the app.
What?
It was only for Altair's.
That sounds like a lot of hoops to jump through.
Yeah. So when they got rid of the companion app, now the way to get Altair's outfit is just to go into the Helix Rifts and collect the particular shields that you need. Yeah. But it's still really long-winded.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, Unity's mental.
Ubisoft are always trying to do like things, like extra things, like their Ubisoft points and their companion apps, but they always seem to never pan out, and they'll just remove it or change it in the end.
Yeah, I mean, the Ubisoft Connect and Uplay, you know, that whole thing is like the only thing that's stood the test of time. But even then, like, people just use it to get free stuff.
Just a launcher. Yeah.
I can't say I've ever used the coins to get, like, discounts, because Ubisoft games are always cheap. Like, they're always on sale.
That's the thing, yeah. I feel like if it wasn't for Ubisoft Connect with the Uplay points and stuff, or whatever they're called now, if it wasn't for them just being a launcher, nobody would use it, you know, to collect points and stuff.
No, definitely not. No. Okay, so the only thing I've got left on my list of spin-offs is the one that I will go with my favourite here. And I know it's quite a typical choice, I think. It's the obvious answer. But I have a real soft spot for the Chronicles games.
Okay.
So I'm going to say my favourite is China, but I do have a soft spot for India as well. And it's a shame because those Chronicles games, I think, had so much potential if they were on the Switch. And they just got, like, dumbed down as they went along, and you can tell, like, Ubisoft lost a lot of faith in them. But when you boot up, like, Chronicles China, it's like a full 12 sequences, there's alternate weapons and outfits, and, like, it was like the basis of something that could have grown into its own, like, little mini sort of franchise. Like, I would have loved more stories in that universe with that art style and, you know, the different art styles. But yeah, I mean, it's sad because it is, I think, the best attempt that they've had at, like, switching genres up. But yeah, what do you think of Chronicles?
Yeah, so when it comes to, you know, the side-scrolling nature of it being a different genre and the different approach to an Assassin's Creed game, I agree. I think it's very, you know, at least as you said with China, it's I guess a refreshing approach to the Assassin's Creed series. That being said, I will not lie, I haven't played any of the Chronicles games.
No way.
Never. I've got them on Steam. I got them on Steam for like £2. I've never played them though.
Oh, no way. Yeah, I got them for free, like, on Steam. I need to replay them at some point, but
yeah,
you've got to check them out.
All I know is, obviously, I know the stories, like, of them, because I've done, like, I've researched for, like, Assassin's Creed lore stuff, like, shorts that. But yeah, like, they look decent though. Like, I should play them. I do know that they were also released on PS Vita when they came out.
Were they?
They were, because you can buy you can buy the like the PS Vita game case with the cartridge for Chronicles. So that's how I know about that. But that's cool because
I would have loved for them to be on the Switch.
Pardon?
I would have loved if they were on the Switch. I feel like they're games that are made for the Switch.
That type of game definitely is. I think the closest you can get to playing that on Switch would be like playing it on Steam Deck or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, or PS Vita, I guess, but
I'm not going to go out of my way to buy a PS Vita just to play Chronicles. Oh my God,
I wouldn't worry about it that much.
I can pick up Liberation while we're at it, but Liberation is like, that is a game that just went right over my head, and I never thought about it since.
Do you want to know something funny?
Oh God! Wait, no way!
no
way! No way!
Wait, what?
Are you gonna say you haven't played Liberation?
No, I have. But what I was going to tell you that was crazy is I played Liberation before AC3.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. It's because it's a weird one, but I had just bought my PS Vita in 2012 when it came out.
Yeah.
And I was just really excited to play an Assassin's Creed game on Vita, so I was like, I want Liberation. I don't care about 3.
Right.
Well, I did care about 3, but you know, I was more excited for Liberation. I was at like, what was I, 11, 12? So I was just I had my new console. I wanted my new Assassin's Creed game for it. So I was staying at my nan's house over the weekend, and I went into town with her, and she always used to like spoil me quite like a lot when I was a little kid. Like she'd buy me all the new toys and that sort of thing. So we go into Game, the shop, the game shop
of
called
course,
Game.
yeah.
Yeah, classic. So we go into Game, and I'm like, what I'd do was I'd never like straight up ask her to buy me stuff because I would always feel bad. But I knew if I just looked at things long enough, she'd say, do I want it? So I go, can we go into Game? And I see Liberation the day it came out on the shelf, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. And I just look at it for ages, and I look up at her, and she goes, would you want it? And I was like, oh, really? Yeah. So she buys me, because obviously I didn't have my PS3 at her house, but I had my Vita. So she buys it for me.
Right.
And I think it might have... No, it didn't. I was going to say I thought it came with a like season pass, but I don't think they took it that far.
No.
But yeah.
Maybe there was the pre-order stuff.
Yeah. I think I might have got the pre-order bonus because they just gave it to me at Game for some reason.
You could get you could get Connor's Tomahawk. That was definitely like an add-on. Yeah.
So because we bought the game the day of release, they just gave us like the pre-order bonuses, like it was on a code on the receipt.
Right.
Yeah, so he gave it to me, and the guy in the shop, and then I remember I went back to obviously my grandparents' house. I played it, and I completed it in the same day.
Really?
Yeah, it is a
short game.
I used to just never bother with side content when I was younger. I just like raced to the through the main story, and I finished it the same day. And I remember the only thing that really stands out to me about that game was, I don't know what the HD version's like because I've not played the HD version, but the sound design on PS Vita was so trash. Like it sounded so bad. Like it was really like tinny and echoey, and it wasn't the PS Vita console itself because other games sounded fine. But it sounded like really low quality. You know the NPCs in AC1, they sound really bad quality.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like that, but through the whole game in Liberation.
So I got the Assassin's Creed 3 remaster when I bought Odyssey, because if you bought Odyssey's season pass, you get Assassin's Creed 3 remastered for free, and that comes with Liberation. So that was my first time playing Liberation HD, and it is just graphically dreadful. It looks so bad.
Gross. It's horrible.
I think I finished it in like a few days, but I just never I didn't even understand what was going on, to be honest. There's just like a fake ending and then a real ending, and I don't know.
I remember, again, I've only played it once on the PS Vita when it came out, so I don't remember it loads, but I do remember there was this crazy ending that at the time I thought was really cool, because I was like 12 or 11. But like, I just remember like there was fighting in a room and she was like, oh my god, I don't know. I don't remember.
I think there's a fake ending where she joins the Templars at the end, but then it's revealed in the real ending. Yeah, because like she joins her mother. Her mother is the Grand Master. She joins her mother, but that's the ending that like the Abstergo product wants you to see. Whereas you can, do the assassin hacky thing, and then you get the real ending where she kills her mother. And I thought that was good. That was good. But the rest of the game is a nothing burger. There's nothing there.
Yeah, I remember the Bayou, whatever it was called, was a pretty cool idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
cool like that
location.
Version of the Frontier.
You've got the boats. You can actually use the canoes, which was kind of nice.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, again, this is me using the touchscreen to control the canoe on PS Vita. I don't remember remember it that well.
Is that how it worked?
Yeah, you do loads of touchscreen stuff, I think, and there was like the rear touchpad on the back, so you'd have to like touch that and stuff.
Oh god,
I don't really remember why.
Well, I was just thinking there, does this mean, God forbid, your first introduction to Connor is the bit where he goes, yes, Achilles said you would come?
Correct. It was.
That is the worst. That is the worst. Oh my god.
I know.
Mission.
I know, it's awful.
I don't know. I mean, the voice actor, I think he's okay in like the main game. Like, I like Connor's voice. Yeah. It's obvious that he's different from the other protagonists, and I do like that about him. But I cannot defend his performance in Liberation because I don't know what happened. I don't know if they just didn't pay him to do it, but he does not care.
It sounds awful. It sounds like they called him in the office on a Sunday and he was hungover or something. Yeah. He's like, oh, fuck's sake.
It's a totally different character.
Yeah, literally.
Yes. And it's compressed, obviously, because the dialogue's tinny and everything. So it's like, you said you were home.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
In the HD version, again, I didn't play that one, so I don't know. Could you play as Connor in that mission? You could.
Yes. Yeah. They gave you that choice.
You did, yeah, because I remember I thought, again, that was like so cool to me when I was younger. Like, oh my god, I'm playing as Connor in an AC game on my Vita. I thought it was amazing. And one thing I did...
They didn't upscale his face, though.
Nah, it looked bad, but that was just the whole rubbery game. But do you know when we were talking about our old channels, last episode?
Oh, yeah.
So, one of the video... I think this might be the first ever YouTube video I made in my life. This is when I was playing Liberation. I used to replay the mission with... Oh no, it wasn't even Liberation. No. So I had my PS Vita. I went onto YouTube on the PS Vita, and the E3 demo of AC3 when he's running in the snow and the wolves are going by. So I filmed with my iPad over my PS Vita. And I pretend that I've got AC3 running on PS Vita.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And I'm amazing. I'm moving my the thumbsticks and stuff to make it look like I'm playing it. And then I post it on YouTube and it got like 200 views. I typed in like AC3 on the PS Vita or something. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Just a bit of lore. I know, right? I didn't understand. I thought you could just do that, I thought it was just cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's creative, There's some real thought went into that.
It paved the way to the XR, I guess. To this podcast. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh man.
Little tidbit of info.
I think you need to play the Chronicles games. You have to. The Chronicles China is like a full game. Like, you can tell full, like, production cycle and everything. And then they just, like, shadow dropped India and Russia, like, a year later. Like, Syndicate time.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, so, like, India, like, in my opinion, the aesthetic looks the best. But the story's, like, kind of weak and it's shorter. It's, like, it went from, like, 12 sequences, then India is 9, and then I think Russia is really short. It's, like, 6 sequences. But Russia has, like, a really... interesting ending that leads into Syndicate, where it kind of like they were trying to like create a clone body for Juno.
Yeah,
that's like hinted at through like a modern day aesthetic, like cutscene at the end of Chronicles Russia, which kind of like implies that something was gonna happen, or like they were gonna make more games like this. I don't know, but. That was my biggest takeaway when I finished Russia. I was like, oh, what? Like, there was actually, like, something... There was a point to all this? They're not just spin-off games, they're actually building up.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. That adds, like, a... It makes me wonder, maybe the reason they didn't pursue the whole Juno thing after Syndicate... Yeah, I know they did the comic, but maybe they were planning to finish that modern-day storyline in the Chronicles games.
Maybe, or, like, the Chronicles games were... helping to establish what they were going to do.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's weird. It ends it on a weird note because you're like, oh, like we're ending this with a modern day thing. I didn't know there was modern day in this game.
But then it just ends.
That's the end. Yeah, I think it's like I mean, it's a there's like different outfits, like different colors and stuff. They are really cool, like little games. The only problem is how short they are.
How short is Chronicles? Like, if you were just to play it sort of casually?
So, I think China could take you like a day, and then the other 2 you could finish in another day.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, maybe like, I would say maybe like 4 to 6 hours each.
Oh, okay. Yeah, quite sure then.
Like a DLC sort of length, I would say.
Yeah. I feel like I know the narrative through like making shorts and looking up, researching characters. Am I right in thinking Xiao Yun had the box, right? The
Yes. Yeah.
And something. Oh, I can't remember what happened with her, but didn't her like mind go into the box?
Oh, I don't remember that much.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
I think the whole game is just her trying to get the box back that Ezio gave her. But Ezio's like the narrator for the game. He does all of the. He's like press A to move forward, and like he's like her mentor in it.
That's so funny.
Whereas the other two games
is it Roger Craig Smith?
Yeah, it is.
Ah, that's cool. I might play it then actually.
The Russia one is interesting because you're playing as like Nikolai, who's protecting a young girl who has like some sort of telekinetic powers.
I know this because of my YouTube short on it. Yeah. Nikolai Orlov and Anastasia Anderson or whatever. Yeah.
I'm sure she has like some sort of special powers, but
I remember from what I learned when I was making the short on it was that am I right in thinking she unleashes the box and then Xiao Yun's personality gets merged with hers?
Oh my god, you're right. That's it.
Yeah. And then she becomes Anna Anderson.
Oh my god.
Because the assassins want to kill her because they think she's too dangerous, but Nikolai saves her.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like a cool like subversion where you have to fight off the assassins in like a stealth sequence. But they are good. I think mechanically, like you can see the start of something great in all of them, but none of them are actually the great. So it's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame. But I guess we've got them. They exist, and who knows? Maybe they'll revisit something like that in the future.
I mean, if they're planning 10 Assassin's Creed games, I would love if they just, dedicated a little bit of time to making another Chronicles game. Maybe like a fully fleshed out one. Like, instead of doing 3 small ones, they should have done 1 big one.
Yeah. I think that probably would have been better in the long run. So yeah, who knows? I'm just thinking, like, before we wrap up, should we just give some honorable mentions, like, in a little list sort of order, just so we can say we mentioned them all?
Yeah. I mean, I've crossed off everything off my list. I don't know if you had any...
So I have one honorable mention that I don't know if you will know this one at all. This one's like the deepest cut ever.
Oh my god. Okay.
So this is called Assassin's Creed Project Legacy from 2010. It was a Facebook game that served as a companion to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
I've heard of this, but I've never known what it is.
It says, I'm just reading off of online, it says, Project Legacy allow players to experience memories of various ancestors, providing additional lore and context to the main series.
Right.
Shall I look at some gameplay?
Yeah, I think I need to see some gameplay of this. But I've seen like a lot of the concept art from the wiki is from this.
Yeah. It allowed you to unlock the Venetian Cape in Brotherhood.
What?
Yeah, apparently if you connect up your Facebook for this Project Legacy, and then you do some of the missions in that, you'll unlock the Venetian Cape in Brotherhood.
Oh yeah. Wait, hang on a minute.
Insane.
But Venice is not in Brotherhood, so the effects of it wouldn't work.
Well, I know it's just aesthetics, isn't it? But
is it literally just, do you want a blue cape?
Yeah, pretty much, because you just have it unlocked in the Ezio collection, like just by playing it.
Oh, do you? Do you just get it?
Yeah, it's just there in your inventory. Yeah.
So that's where that came from.
Yeah, that's weird. There's really nothing to show about it. There's just a few little cutscenes that this guy's showing in his video. Oh, one more thing I will mention, because I don't remember the name, but I wonder if you know it.
Okay,
Back in the
okay.
day, do you remember Gameloft? They like made loads of iPhone games, like iOS games.
Yeah, like the
So they
glorious
made-
Minion Rush.
Yeah, classic ones like that. So they made this game that was just like Assassin's Creed, but it was about pirates. But you could climb buildings and stuff, and it was just like Assassin's Creed, but it was obviously not actually Assassin's Creed. And I played that on my iPod all the time. Does that ring a bell to you at all?
Backstab
Yes, that was it. Backstab or something.
is. Oh my god, what is this Backstab? Gameloft.
Yeah, I used to love that game. It was like Assassin's Creed.
I've never seen anything of this, but it does quite a bit actually. There's a screenshot of him like fighting a red coat that looks very Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it was very much Assassin's Creed, like what they basically tried to rip Assassin's Creed Black Flag off. But like, how did you find it? What did you type in?
I just searched Gameloft pirate game.
Ah.
And I just scrolled through until I saw one that looked vaguely Assassin's Creed, like not animated. Did this precede Black Flag?
I think it came out in like, 2011.
Oh my god.
So Black
They
Flag
did
actually
Black Flag
ripped off
before.
this game.
Yeah. AC Initiates,
Oh.
which is something we didn't mention.
Yeah, that was a top-down game, was it not?
I think so. I never played it, but I had so much promotional material shoved at me to play it, but I had no idea what it like properly was. But yeah,
I think it was a top-down multiplayer game. I think it was very similar to another one we didn't mention, so we should probably just say it now. Assassin's Creed multiplayer Rearmed.
what is that?
So this is probably
got
my
nothing.
most played mobile game for Assassin's Creed. So it came out around the time of Revelations, and it was
Right.
exactly the same gameplay. Multiplayer gameplay modes as in the main Assassin's Creed Revelations multiplayer. So you got your 1v1,
Oh my
your
God, yeah.
deathmatch, all that stuff. But it was top down.
Oh yeah, I'm just looking at screenshots now.
Yeah, did you play
That's
it?
crazy. I've never heard of this.
Really? Damn! I
I've
played that. It
never
was
heard of
featured in
this.
the App Store back in the day.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
No, I've
Classic.
never heard of this. I didn't realise they had multiplayer on mobile. Right, Ubisoft, come on. Just if you're not going to bring back the multiplayer, just give us a mobile game with the multiplayer.
Yeah, literally.
Give us something. I mean, I'm glad that Shadows is going to have co-op. We could do that for the podcast. It's just us doing
To be
co-op.
fair, yeah, that'd be fun. We should definitely do that.
And it's like, guys, you can't see anything, so we're just gonna explain what's happening.
Yeah. No, we should do that when the
Right.
game comes out. Though we should do a co-op. episode
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
something.
Well, if it's 2 players, then yeah, we'll go for it.
Oh, I have one.
Oh my
It's
God.
called
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Recollection or Recollection.
Why is there so many?
I know. And
What's
the description
this?
the description is
Oh my God, there's
a
another one.
Oh, you found another one?
Assassin's Creed Memories.
Oh, Memories!
know what
Ironically, I
this
forgot
is.
about that one.
Okay,
All
well,
right.
I guess that's everything then. Yeah. So
Yeah.
obviously, thank you everybody for watching this episode of the Podyssey. What is your favourite spin-off in Assassin's Creed, and which ones have we left out?
Let us know in the comments. Let us know, and we will get a conversation going.
Absolutely. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Get subscribed.
Yeah.
We wanna do well, and we hope that you will enjoy and stay around for this journey. And we will post a episode every week.
Yes, we're publishing every Sunday, which means that you have all week until the next episode. So you've got plenty of time to catch up. You've got no excuse.
Exactly.
And, yeah.
Exactly.
You can
Alright,
find
well-
us on our YouTube channels. You can find me on Willis Makes Movies and Mr. Exile on The Exile.
Yeah. And we will see you there.
we will see you in the next episode of the Podyssey.
And this is something I will not soon forget.